Let's talk about flight hours today in regards to the price you're going to pay for your life insurance policy. Now, in most cases, we can get you covered. It just depends on the price you're going to pay for that insurance policy, and we're trying to get you the best price. And the way that they do it, we try to get you a preferred rate versus a standard rate, and especially not a substandard rate. So in all these cases, you can get a preferred rate, but you have to follow the rules and fall into the criteria that the company wants you to follow. So let's look at some flight rule criteria to see how you can get a preferred rate as a private pilot. This applies to private pilots, not commercial or ATP. We'll cover that maybe tomorrow in the next video. But in this situation, these first two would be if you're a brand new private pilot or you haven't flown in a couple years. We have a lot of pilots like that got out of it for a couple years and they come back in, or they're a student pilot and they just got their PPL. There's a company that we can get a preferred rate if you have 0 pilot and command hours, but the maximum you could fly in the year is 100. Now they're not going to check on that, but they're going to, at the time of application, say how many hours do you plan to fly in the next 12 months? And if you say over 100, then we're not going to use that company, because then you're going to get a standard rate, not a preferred rate. The next option would be the next company that we would use if you haven't flown in a long time. But the criteria for this company is that you have to have at least 100 PPL hours in order to get that preferred rate. The next one would be 25 to 250. Now this one, they get what's called a standard plus rate, but you have to have at least 25 pilot and command hours, and you can only plan to fly 250 hours in the next 12 months. So that's this one. The next one would be you have to have a minimum of 30, but they allow up to 300 hours. Maybe if you're flying for business, like you own a business and you have to fly around to have business meetings or whatnot, you're flying a lot of hours and you want the flexibility to go up to 300. You could do that with this particular company, but you have to have either 5 years of experience or 1,000 hours pilot and command. So the criteria is a lot different. Now, some of these you can get a preferred rate if you have an IFR, and some of them are going to be okay with you going outside the country to like Mexico or the Bahamas. Mostly this one, but again, it's going to require more experience. And so it really plays a big role in the amount of hours you're planning on flying and the amount of hours you've flown in the past. And then all that we have to put in your health as well. So not only do we have to look at your hours and your experience, we have to look at your health as well. So I hope that explains a little bit about how hours affect your life insurance rate.